Hey, what is going on, guys? Xpertfusion here, and holy balls, I have not made a video in maybe 3 or 4 weeks by now, maybe even 5, maybe even like 6 weeks. I can't even keep count. And I'm sure a lot of people aren't going to watch this because I've been so, just out of it. But hopefully if you find this in your sub box, you can check it out. Because I wanted to do a review for Season 7, Episode 6 of The Walking Dead, which was titled Swear. And I did the review for the premiere a while ago, but I did not review episode 2 all the way to episode 5. So if you want to know my quick little thoughts on those episodes, I'll just go through them really quick. Episode 2, thought it was good. My least favorite of the season, obviously, but doesn't mean I hated it. I loved the episode. I thought it was great setup for a kingdom, but it just was, obviously a little slow and boring at some points. But at the same time, it was a good episode, a good setup for the kingdom. Episode 3 was good, same kind of thing. I knew it was for good setup and stuff like that, but I wish they utilized Negan a little bit more in that episode. I know it was more for Dwight, but, I kind of wanted more Negan in that episode, but it was alright. It was still a good episode. Episode 4, loved it, thought it was amazing, one of the best episodes that we've ever had, to be honest, and it was not really action-packed whatsoever. It didn't have any action in it, but it was still a good episode because, come on, Negan was just being great in that episode. Episode 5, which was last week's, Go-Getters, which was the one at the hilltop. I enjoyed it, not 100%. I didn't like the directing of it because a lot of the choreography and some of the action scenes were a little off. Because I could just tell, I always look on Wikipedia to see who is the writers and the directors of these episodes, and I usually could tell what the episode's going to be like. There's usually some directors who are just not very good at choreography and doing all the fighting scenes and stuff like that, and then there's some who are really good at it, and then there's some who are really good at writing, some who really are not that good at writing, because, there's specific people who do specific things. They, either lead or, it's not just them directing or writing the episode, but they're the lead of it, so you can kind of guess what this episode's going to be like based off of who's writing and who's directing it. But I didn't like the director for this episode. I'm not too sure who it was, but I didn't think he did the greatest job. But then we come to episode 6, which was Swear. Now, this episode, holy shit, I don't understand why so many people hated it. I don't get it. I really don't. I think this was one of my favorite episodes because I had fun watching it. Like The Walking Dead, yes, it's a great show. It's entertaining all the time. But do you really have fun watching it? I mean, I'm interested in, I'm invested in the story. I'm like, this is intense. I'm on my edge of my seat. I'm freaking out. But you're not really having fun at the end of the day. You're just kind of watching a show and enjoying it. I'm always enjoying it, though. I'm not saying it's not good. I'm not enjoying it. I'm not saying I had fun in this episode. And it's not that it was funny, because it was funny, but that's not really why. I just feel like Tara is just a fun character, and that's what I love about it. And people say this was a filler, a waste of an episode, complete utter shit. They said the writing was off. They said it was boring. I just don't understand these people. Unless you're just one of those people who are straight up, okay, it wasn't the greatest, but whatever, I understand why they needed it. That's fine. But if you just say it's shit and it's filler and it's worthless, then you're just an asshole and you have no idea what you're talking about. Because filler, okay, people always say that Walking Dead is filler, but listen, filler means it's completely worthless. It means it's taking the story and it needs to have a deadline. It needs to have a specific episode be at the end of the season, so they have to fill stuff in the middle. If they just fill in a random thing, that's considered filler. If you put in something random that does not have anything to do with the story and is completely worthless, for example, I don't think there's ever been any filler in The Walking Dead. People say there is, but they really don't know the true definition of a filler episode. This is not a filler episode because it contributes to the story. All the episodes contribute to the story in one way or another. And if you don't see how it contributes, then you're retarded. Okay, I'm sorry. It is 100% true that you are dumb. Because people were saying that, oh, what's the point of this episode? We're just getting introduced to a community we're never going to see again. Why the fuck would they have a whole episode introducing this community if we were never going to see it again? That doesn't make any sense to me. Yes, I would probably call it a filler episode. This would be a filler. Okay, I'll give you an example. If Rick and Aaron, okay, they're going on a supply run next episode, if they out of nowhere just decide to go on a supply run to God knows where, and they run into these people in this house, and these people in the house, they talk to Rick, and they're talking, and they're like, oh, you guys are surviving at Alexandria? And oh, yeah. And then they just talk with them about how life's going and shit, and there's just that's the whole episode, and there's just nothing that happens. that is filler, because that's just not part of the story. It's not important. But this episode was very important. Introducing the Oceanside community was huge on the story because of how many guns they have. Because Hilltop and Kingdom, they don't even have that many guns. If you've seen their communities, Hilltop's got barely any guns. I've never seen them have a gun. Now I'm thinking about it. They always use spears and shit. But Kingdom, they have a few guns, yes, but they don't have that many. They don't have like a bunch. But these group of girls, man, they had the whole thing of guns, and they were all pretty decent shots. Not all of them. Some of them were. I know the Sydney girl was a really good shot. I'm sure the Beatrice, I think that was her name, the girl with the short hair, she seemed like a pretty good shot. And then you had Rachel, and then Natalia, which was the leader of the community. I just really like this group. I don't know what it is. I was so interested in it, and it was just a fun group to watch. And the people who don't like this episode, okay, they're not the people who actually have a good reason for not liking it. They're people that just say it's not good because Daryl and Rick aren't in it, or their favorite characters aren't in it. Basically, what they're saying, and that is just dumb. That is just so dumb to say that. I mean, yes, you can say you didn't enjoy the episode, you didn't like it that much. That's fine. Say that. If you really don't like Tara, then you're probably not going to like this episode that much. I mean, I don't really like Morgan that much, so therefore that one episode when he was the only character in it last season, I didn't really enjoy that episode that much because he was, I don't really like Morgan that much. It's just, I don't know, it's me. I just don't like Morgan. He's not my favorite character. I'm just not interested in him whatsoever. I mean, I just don't have much interest in him. I don't really see him too important to the story. He was important to Carol, but I just don't really care much about him. And so I didn't enjoy that episode. Does it mean it's a bad episode? No. Just because I didn't enjoy it does not mean it's a bad episode. It was completely important to the story of Morgan. It was completely important to his story. Not really the whole story itself, but it kind of connected with the wolves and all that and why he wasn't killing, and it explained that whole episode. I didn't enjoy it because I didn't like Morgan, but does that mean it was bad? No, it was great. I thought it was a great episode. They did a good job on it. I just didn't enjoy it, and that's just me. People have to realize that. If you don't enjoy something, it doesn't automatically mean it's awful, and it's to never be, it shouldn't have been an episode. They should have skipped it. Like, that's just proving you are so stupid. And I feel like this community, a lot of communities, man, I think it's because The Walking Dead is just so popular. I mean, it has so many viewers. It's in like the 11 millions right now for the viewers, which is a ton, and it's got to 17 million. It's one of the highest viewed shows out there. I think it actually is the most highest viewed as of right now. But overall, I feel like it's just so popular that it has more people to hate it, but also more people to like it, of course. But the more people, of course, the more people to hate on it. And since the community is so big, there's a lot of people out there who are usually kids, they're usually younger, who just want Rick and Daryl and 24/7 action. And if they're not invested 100% in what's happening on the screen, then they are going to say it's a shit episode, and then they're going to say it's a shit season, and then they're going to say it's a shit show, which is just complete bullshit. And I got in this long Twitter fight with some guy who was saying The Walking Dead's trash, it's repetitive, it's over and over again, the same storylines. I don't understand why people think that. Negan is not the same as any other character that we've ever had. He's not the governor. He's completely different than governor. He's not the Gareth. He's not Shane. He's a completely different character. So it's the overall story. And then he's like, oh, we just got introduced to like 5 different communities in like one season, and none of them are important whatsoever. I'm like, you're just so stupid. Like, that's just people's mindset, is they think that automatically they don't know. They don't know the story ahead. They don't know that this is going to be an important group, and they don't understand that, but they're just stupid, and it just drives me nuts because I love this show, okay? Absolutely love it, and I want other people to like it. I don't want to see people hating on it. I really don't. I want the show to succeed, and it's not going to succeed if people just hate on it. And people say, oh, you got to hate on it because it'll get better if you hate on it. That's not how things work. They don't just fix it just because people are hating on it. Just some little trolls in comment section saying this episode was shit, the whole show is shit. That's not going to help things. So if you think this guy's actually going to make episodes better, you have no idea what you're talking about. You know what makes episodes better? More money. You know what gives them more money? More views. So how about you go tell your friends to watch the show? That'll make the show better. The more people that watch it. People think that just saying shitty things about it is going to make it better. They don't look at that. They don't have time to look at YouTube comments and to see, oh, they didn't like the episode, so we're going to make it better for them. No, that's not how it works. They do what they need to do. It's all revolves around money. The whole world revolves around money. You need to realize that. they do these type of episodes, and that's another complaint people are having, that there's the split up episodes with different communities and different groups and stuff like that. They do these episodes because of a few reasons. First of all, is the main reason is money, okay? Because when you have a character in the episode, you have to pay them money. No matter how important they are to the episode, no matter how much they're in it, you have to pay them a decent amount of money. And they don't want to do that. They don't want to just pay a character just because he's in a background or he's just chilling around somewhere. They don't want to do that. So they do these split up episodes where specific characters are in specific episodes. Unlike season 1, 2, and 3 when Rick was in like every episode. But they don't do that anymore because they have so many more characters now. We had like 10 to 15 characters back in season 1, 2, and 3. That was it. Now we have over 50 characters with like names. I mean, not all of them are main characters. A lot of them are not very important whatsoever. But over like 50 to even 60 characters with names. And then over like 300 characters that don't have names. So yeah, like that's a lot of fucking people. And you got to pay them that money. So how are they going to have every character in every single episode? It just doesn't make sense. What they do is if they know that character is not going to be important in that episode, they don't have them. They don't need them in every episode. Now, people want them to sprinkle the stories in every now and then, but I just feel like that would be unorganized and would not fit right. And it's something a lot of other shows do, like Game of Thrones and, fucking Lost did it and stuff like that. A lot of other shows do it. Even Breaking Bad did it. They, sprinkle in the same type of stuff. But first of all, they did not have as many characters as this show does. And second of all, they did it because they're unorganized shows, and that's why I think Walking Dead is better. I do think this Walking Dead is more organized. It's like, okay, this week is going to focus on a specific story. Next week is going to focus on another specific story. Week after that's going to focus on another specific story. It's more organized instead of having it all bundled up and then eventually it comes back to itself, which some people enjoy that more, but I just don't think it'll work better for the story. I really don't. It's like, I didn't enjoy season 1 and 2 as much as I enjoyed the past 4 or 5 seasons, and they've been started doing this for the past 4 or 5 seasons. I hate when they're complaining about it now though, but they've been doing this type of stuff since season 3 and 4. Like that's when they started it. They're doing like specific episodes for like specific characters and storylines. So if you don't like it and you hate the show and you think it's trash, just stop watching it. Like, there's really no reason. You don't need to complain about it. It's not going to help anybody. It's just going to be annoying. If you want to give constructive criticism, that's fine. If you want to say, oh, it could have been better, give us reasons as to why you didn't like it. Give it reasons as to why it could have been a better episode. And do not say it's bad, because just because you didn't enjoy it does not mean it's automatically bad. If it's bad, let the people who are actual writers and know the writing, know how good writing is and good storytelling. People who know that, and I do take classes for that, so I do know a lot of that. And let those people decide and be the judges. And those are usually the critics who, critically rate things on websites and TV shows and shit like that. Those are the people who I think deserve the most say in what happens. Not a 12-year-old kid who just wants zombie gore 24/7 and doesn't want to stop watching that. And so if there's a talking scene, he automatically mutes it and just goes on his phone and plays fucking Flappy Bird or something. Like, just straight up, if you want an action film with nonstop action, just go watch fucking Transformers or some shit. I don't know. Go watch something that has nonstop action that's completely pointless to the story. They don't need action unless it's actually important to the story. They don't just have random ass scenes where it's like, oh, a group of guys came with a truck and shot up our men, and now it's action. Holy shit. If it's just completely pointless and it's not even a group we've ever seen, why the hell add it in? And people just want this war to happen between Negan and Rick, but why would you just want to have it out of nowhere? That would not be beneficial for the story, because it would not be better in the end. They need to build up, they need all this, and it'll work out in the end, and we will have an awesome few episodes of the war to enjoy. Actually, I think we're going to have a whole season of war, so if you guys want the action, wait next season or wait the end of the season, and you'll get that. But in the meantime, enjoy these episodes, because you want to see these characters. You want to emotionally get attached to them and emotionally get attached to the story. So then when these characters die and these storylines, go to closing and stuff like that, you'll be more emotionally attached to these characters and to these storylines. It's as simple as that. People don't understand that. People just have to hate on it, and it's just ridiculous. Now, I just ranted for a solid 10 minutes, and I didn't even review the episode, but honestly, I'm sure you guys would rather listen to me rant. Actually, probably don't want to listen to me rant. But, overall, I thought it was a great episode. I loved different aspects of it. Only thing I didn't like about it was the fact that they didn't show Tara's initial reaction to finding out about, her girlfriend and Glenn and Abraham dying. Yes, they kind of showed it, and then they skipped over it, which I didn't like. I wish they showed everything. Like, straight up, I wish we heard Eugene say, she's dead, Glenn's dead, Abraham's dead, and then she just drops to the floor and just breaks down. I think that would be a lot more impactful than just seeing her face, looking at Eugene crying and stuff like that, and then just skipping over to when, like, an hour or two later when she's already done crying. I wish we could see the crying. It would have been more, more impactful in my opinion. That's the only complaint I have. And also Heath. I have no idea what they're doing with Heath. I'm pretty sure he's on another TV show, so I think that's what they're doing with him. They're making him leave because he needs to be on another TV show, so they're having him kind of be gone for a few episodes or for half a season or whatever. So I don't think he's going to come back to like the end of the season, or maybe even season 8, to be honest, because he does have another TV show to work on. They don't want to kill him off, I guess. I guess they wanted to keep him alive because he's awesome, man. Heath is awesome during All Out War in the comics, so I'm really hoping he gets his full comic book ways in the TV show itself. So I'm really excited for the next few episodes. Definitely next week's episode for Carl and Negan's interactions. But this week's episode, I loved. They had that lesbian reference, which was hilarious. I mean, I don't know if you guys caught on to it, but Tara's a lesbian, and she just washed up on a shore with a bunch of fucking girls around her. And then they had the one thing where she gave him a fish, and then she was like, "Do you like fish, Tara?" Like, she asked Tara if she likes fish in the dinner table, and fish is another word for like pussy, vagina, So I thought that was funny, it was kind of hilarious, actually. It was more funny when it happened, but if you caught on to it, I don't know if they purposely did that or not, but I think they did. It was funny. It was funny. I was laughing, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you guys on the next one, and peace out.